I'm going to find a way to ensure that I'm comfortable and that it's the best way that I need it to be for me, even if that means annoying other people.
Welcome to We're All Just Faking It. This is episode 44. Today we are talking about how we accommodate ourselves and our neurodivergence. With us today we have Steph, Braylon, and myself, Dana. Hi.
What up?
Did anyone fake it last week?
I don't even remember last week.
I was going to say the same thing.
What happened last week? Anything? What
I
did
will
happen last week? Hold on.
I will say I got a puppy, and it, like, we didn't realize it had been like maybe 11 years since we had a puppy last.
The child. You have a
We didn't
child.
realize just quite how much it was going to be like work. And so I've just been having to deal with like a complete
mom.
upheaval of my routines and my schedules and my freedom. And that's been really, really, like, I think because I used to have so much time to work, I could just be like, cool, I've got like 7 hours on Sunday. I don't have to get into it. I could like go slow. Now it's like, okay, you have like 2 hours here, like chop chop. And like, I fucking hate that so much.
Oh,
so it's been a struggle.
I'm so sorry. If you ever want to powwow about that new life, let me know, because that's mine. Everything is very.
I hate it.
It's
I'm
a lot
hoping
of
it
pressure.
goes away as soon as possible, because it's like the antithesis to everything good in my life. It's not having my free time.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't green with envy that you experience that in any sense. Because I'm like, how the fuck do ADHD people just sit down and like just do it? I'm working on that. I'm working on like now it's like 15 minutes before. Right? So speaking of accommodations,
What about you, Dana?
So last time we spoke, I had like an existential crisis, if you remember, about what life is and like if we just die and that's it, then what the hell am I doing with my life? So that was fun. So I've just been like trying to get myself out of the depression that I'm fully stuck in. And actually, like last week, well, this week, because it's just the end of it, I actually a little bit felt like myself again, which was nice. So I didn't have to fake it a couple of days this week, which was nice.
Congrats.
So yeah, just like, I don't know if it counts as faking it or not, but just like being kinder to myself a little bit, trying to like do nice things. I think one week I just didn't have a to-do list at all because I thought that was nice. Other weeks I have like to-do lists of things that like are gonna make things better. Like it cleared my desk yesterday, I cleared my craft area because like it was slowly becoming the leaning tower of pizza. So yeah, just like, I don't know, small things to make Dana a bit happier. I also took 3 days off next week, just to try and rest, because I only ever take time off when I have my assignments or like the week of Christmas or like the week after Christmas or whatever. So I thought, as this year I have a bit less, I have like 3 assignments instead of 4, I thought, hey, I would use a couple of those days to just have some time off because I really need it. I'm like so stressed and depressed. And
normalize that. People only take time off, right? If they're like, oh, I'm going out of town, or it's like a special event, or I'm sick. It's like, just take a day off. I never used my PTO, and when I did, I would just take a random Friday off, like one Friday a month. Like, I'm just not going to be here.
Yeah, I'm like fully gonna switch off as well. I'm not checking my emails. I'm not like,
nice.
I'm gone. I'm not here now.
I definitely like am very lucky that I have the kind of job where if I just wake up and the day I'm like, nope, not today, I just won't go into work. So I don't have to plan time off, but I definitely do that. It's like, oh, I got back from a trip, I'm taking 2 days off to decompress, or I'm in a bad part of my period cycle, I'm not going today.
See, I'm learning how to budget that time. It's like when you work a job, you got PTO.
When I was ill. Like when I was fully in like my bad burnout where like I was ill all the time and I had those stomach aches and like had to end up getting bloods taken and everything. I was like, this is fine. I just keep going to work because no one else is here to cover me. So
yeah, right. Like it's and you have PTO, right? Working in like a corporate job or like someone else pays you job. They're not all
Yeah.
corporate, are they? I don't like that term corporate or like
No, it could
freelance.
be like small business, might not be super corporate-y.
There's got to be like another word for it. I'm sure there is, and I'm just not thinking of it. No, I'm learning how to budget that though, because like you get sick and you don't have PTO and you still have to get the work done. Having the gaps on your calendar to shift that work into, invaluable.
Um, I'll tell you, my mom is a very high level executive, and a lot of people in her circles and her as well are blocking off all of Fridays for no meetings.
Oh yeah, I don't
And
do meetings
then
on Fridays.
if something pops up like that somebody needs, then they have a time open if it's like an
Yep.
emergency or something urgent.
That's
Yeah.
really smart because a lot of people at my work have like meetings the whole week and it's like trying to find 10 minutes to talk to
Yeah.
somebody. It's like
Yeah.
crazy.
When do
It's
you get
like,
your
oh,
work done if they're
maybe
in meetings
next
like that?
Friday or next Thursday. And you're like, it's Monday.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
shove as many calls as I can, especially routine ones on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I'm getting better about sticking to my boundary.
On Mondays, you like
Yes.
to eat the frog?
Oh, yes. I
I
love
hate
Mondays.
eating the
Okay.
frog.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Frog's
Mondays,
there looking
I
at
love
you.
Mondays. Genuinely, I love Mondays. They set the tone for the entire week. They go the fastest of any other day of the week because you're busy as shit usually because everyone's like coming into the week. No, everyone shoved their stuff up until like Monday from last week. You just knock it all out. You're 4 days closer or 1 day closer to your weekend. I just
This is so funny. Can I tell you how it works in the
sick on
world
a
of
Monday.
small
Guys, that's
business
the best
owner?
part. But if you're sick on
Well,
a Monday, you don't have to do any calls that week. Your week is chill.
yeah, in my world, like small business owners who aren't crazy, because you're a small business owner, uh,
Not
it's
crazy.
it's Monday,
Just
nobody
chilling.
works. Mondays are my
Oh,
slowest day. Nobody comes in. This is the life of the entrepreneur, okay? Mondays, no worky. Still reeling from the weekend. You're easing into the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, lots of work. Very busy. Everybody comes to the space. Fridays, no worky. Nobody does anything. Everybody's fucking around and getting lunch and happy hour and hanging out. That's like for at the co-working space, that's how it's been for forever. It's like I love Mondays because I can go in and there's just nothing happening.
just
So then if
chill.
I'm like, screw this Monday, I'm not going in at all, it's like, cool, well, I know I'm not gonna like miss this hectic day at work. I always joke entrepreneurs only work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And I'm it's breaking bad habits, right? Like I'm learning how to set the
You
boundaries.
are very fresh
Saturdays,
out of corporate. I feel
and
like that
I've
could take you a
never
long time.
freelanced my
Yeah.
entire life. So this is new. I'm right back into that ridiculous schedule. See now Saturdays, I started putting my phone on do not disturb. That's nice.
Yeah. You
I didn't
don't
get a
weren't doing
single
that before?
notification. No.
Like for work, you were doing work on Saturdays?
Um, if it was needed, yeah. I've been very strict this year. Like Saturdays, I don't exist. Unless if you contact me ahead of time and there's something that I need to check in the morning, that's fine. And I put a couple hours in, like whatever, you pre-planned it. But like last minute Saturday stuff, I've like not written up or like talked to about it. They're like, hey, if someone reaches out, I'm like, no, not on Saturdays. I don't exist on Saturdays. I get
Nice.
1 day a week that I don't exist and it's Saturday. Leave me alone. Figure it out on your own.
Dana, do you have any accommodations that you do for yourself like at work since you don't work for yourself? I feel like there's probably things that like we're not thinking of.
A good question.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like physical like things like I have like a little leg like rest like foot rest thing for my feet because I feel like
I
I
have one
like
of
to
those
like
too.
kick my legs a lot, so it's quite
Hmm.
nice to have somewhere to put my feet, which is nice. Also not always do my feet touch the ground. um I have so I'm quite fortunate in the fact that my colleague doesn't really mind because we sit like we have a desk that kind of joins together. So the light above us, my manager just unplugged for me, so there's no light on above us, which is to accommodate my migraines because if I have like a really bad migraine and I have to work because I can't just take time off every time I have a migraine because I just never like wouldn't be at work very often. So I will have my screens on night mode so they like are dark. They don't have all that blue light at me and I don't have a light above me. So it can be quite nice in that respect. Other people have like wrist like things on their mouse mat. I don't really like that. So I don't have that,
Too.
but other people do. I also have a snack drawer with like migraine snacks, so that if I get caught short and I have like one that comes on earlier in the day or like later on in the day, I can like go to my drawer and it has what I need, which is nice because I don't always bring the snacks, so I don't always think I'm gonna have a migraine. Same with like lozenges in case I get like a sore throat at work and things like that.
Do you think that any of those like help you with your neurodivergence at work specifically?
I think the light does. I think like lights bother me quite a bit.
It's
Like
awesome
they
that they
can be too
accommodate.
harsh, or they like flicker or whatever. Like I find that really like affects me if I'm in the shops or like.
I'm curious to know if you would have went to them and said, I have light sensitivity because I am neurodivergent, and not I have light sensitivity because I have migraines, if they would have also turned it off.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Also, like I was working there about 7 years before I asked for that like
Wow.
accommodation. In where I worked before I moved downstairs, we have these suspended lights up in the ceiling, and you can't really change those, and they create a lot of shadows. So I would find if I went downstairs, I would have less issues with light sensitivity than upstairs.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I'm very sensitive to light. I've had to pull off the road while driving before because it's too bright and I can't see and I don't have sunglasses on me. I'll be like on the freeway and I'm like trying to keep my eyes open and my eyes are like watering and I'm like, where's the next exit? Like
Oh
just
my God.
switching between opening eyes so that I don't.
I
I
probably
find
have 50 pairs of like shitty dispensary brand
Now I
sunglasses that I
do.
can share with you.
No, I've got
There's a
sunglasses.
pair
Do you know what I
everywhere.
did actually? I just got transitions and they just turn to sunglasses when it's bright.
That's
And it's the most
lovely.
amazing thing ever if you have light sensitivity because you just walk outside and your glasses darken. And I'm like, this is great. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to when it gets dark again and all those really bright headlights start coming out, because that's when I struggle with driving. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a percentage of window tint you can put on your front windshield for that?
I don't think that people in Europe tint their windows.
I mean, you
Correct me if
can.
I'm
It's
wrong
like
because
I don't
that's
think
like,
it. I mean, like you can. I don't think it's that normalized. I also think it's probably quite expensive. Like I was gonna get it for my windows, but then I thought if I do that, it's a lot of the time it's like dark and rainy,
yeah,
and I
you're
just
not
think it's
sunny
gonna cause me
anyways.
an issue. Like it would be great now when it's sunny, but like this is like, well, actually, it's been a lot more this year, but normally it's not that long, and then I would be stuck with a tint for the rest of the year where it's dark and gloomy and rubbish.
Arizona is like, you're a fool if your windows aren't tinted.
My
Like,
windows aren't
Seems
tinted.
fair.
yeah, it's your car just gets so much hotter.
It's
My sister for the longest time didn't have tint and she just got it recently and I was like, this is like you like upped your driving experience by like 100%. Like it's
Yeah,
so
I still
much
need to do
nicer.
that. I just
And
don't
it's
want to
like
pay for it.
$200.
I don't want to pay for it. I gotta like give someone my car. I'll do it eventually. We talk about it every year, and I just never do it.
It's so nice. Mine has like really, really dark tint. It's really nice. Um, Going
God,
back
I
to
need
work though.
to write that down. I need to fucking do that.
Yeah, do it. You will literally be so happy.
Accommodate
I've
Um,
had it done
yourself.
it before. I just not on this car.
Going back to work though, something that I do is and I like I feel like this is pretty privileged, but I ask a fuck ton of clarifying questions when I'm given tasks. Like I work with like a very small team, but I like make sure that I understand everything I need to do, or if it's from clients, um, before I actually start working. Because I know I'm going to have questions. And then if I
I,
procrastinate, it's embarrassing if I'm asking them the night before the questions.
That's true.
that's
So I
fair.
try to think of everything I can possibly might have a question about, like right when I get the task.
Why do you feel like it's privilege though?
Just to be able to ask like clarifying questions, because some people I've seen like in offices that like think that they're like arguing or being like combative or like people
Huh.
sometimes in certain situations, I think people can think it's like rude. I don't know. I haven't
Interesting.
experienced that because I've always been like this, like my whole life. Like I will just ask, like if we're at a tour at the zoo, I'm the person that's like raising my hand with like 30. Like I ask a lot of questions in every
Yeah.
scenario that I'm in, like in
Yeah.
every group, like I'm a question asker. So I've never personally experienced that, but I have seen people say like, well, it's my boss thinks that I'm an asshole because I'm asking all these
Fair.
questions. And so, yeah, I don't know. I
I
just
have
feel like,
actually, not my manager, because my manager has known me for 8 years now. He very much knows what I'm like. He knows that if I'm in like a really bad mood, to bring me cake, for instance. You know what I mean?
oh my God.
It's happened before. He like was really like, he didn't mean to, but he was like rude to me. And I was like having a bad time, and then he like came over like half an hour later with a muffin, and I was like, cool, it's all good, bro, like don't worry.
Food is a
We
great
all have
way
those
to put me
days.
in a better mood.
um
100%.
but I've had colleagues say that I come across as blunt because I'm not very good at because for me, when I write emails, I'm very much just writing like the information that's important. I don't write
Yes.
like, hi, how was your weekend? Because that's more like,
Who
for
has
me, I
time
think
for
that's more
that?
like Teams conversations, you know, like if I was Teamsing someone, I might say, how you doing, like stuff, because it's more like, it's less formal in my mind. Like I don't want people teamsing me with actual work questions. Like those need to be like proper like work things need to be emails. And then like, do you know what I mean? It's like a thing for me. So like I'm very much just like, hi, can you do this please, or like whatever. And then apparently that comes across sometimes as rude. Or like someone will
Do you
ask me to
know
allocate
a trick that
something.
I found that gets rid of all of that? Put a little smiley face at the end.
Oh,
So
no, see,
Write it
not great
exactly,
advice.
and then I just put a little smiley face because I like want people to know, like, yes, my tone is direct and blunt, but
Yeah.
like I'm saying this in a friendly way, you know. But because otherwise, I read it, I'm like, wow, that sounds mean. So I just do do.
so
See, like, that
what I
doesn't
was
work
gonna
everywhere.
say is so when people ask me to allocate stuff, I just put all done, or like done, or like this is the what allocated, or
Yes.
whatever, because sometimes I have someone send me like 10 of them, and so I'm just like doing them, and then I'm like done, 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 because I want them to know it's done and I've done it, like, you know.
Yeah.
um
Clear
but
communication.
if I had someone like complain about me for doing that, and I spoke to my manager about it, and he was like, what do they want you to do, put a smiley face after every message? And I was like, I could do that, and now I do. And I haven't had anyone
Okay.
complain about me yet. And
So,
I also
you
did the
guys,
thing.
you apparently get the good experience because I literally had an owner. I'd get the same complaint. Steph, you answer the emails too quickly. They don't feel like you're reading the request. I'm like, was there anything wrong? They're like, no. And I'm like, I don't see the problem. They're like,
Yeah,
they also feel
it's
like you don't put
that
enough
drives me
pleasantries
crazy.
in your emails. You don't ask them how they are, how their weekend was. You just give them the answer and send it on. I'm like, I put thank you at the bottom of it. So she's like, try this, Steph. Put a smiley face in your email so they know that you're smiling. Because I've seen you in the office. You have a good person. Like you're happy. You're a happy girl. So I
Did it
did. And
backfire?
oh yeah, yeah. Then I started getting complaints that I was being condescending as fuck.
Yeah.
So now,
Oh,
now there's
okay.
just
You
no
can't
winning.
win.
I just
Yeah.
it was them, and it's I
I
just
think
it
it
was.
helps if you're communicating with people that know you.
But
Yeah.
see, now
If they
I
don't know
don't.
you, that can be hard, I think, because they have
If
no
I'm
idea
on,
like your
I
usual
agree.
tone.
I can agree. See, now I think the pleasantries are the first 5 minutes of a phone call that you're forcing me to be on every week. I don't need to put the fucking pleasantries in the Teams message and the Slack message and the email and the text message. Like, those are quick answers that you need.
I will say I have a client that like in every single email, she's really sweet, but she'll be like, "How's your week going? Hope your Monday is good." Like, so then I mimic it back to her. Like I just chameleon her because like I'm like, this is what she likes. So if I write her an email, "Hey, hope your week is going well," like I'll just throw that in the beginning.
You know what I would end up doing if I had to do that for people? So, like, I like to color code my responses. I'll copy paste their questions and then I'll color code my replies back. That would be a bullet. It would be like, how was your weekend? In purple. My weekend was great. Moving on.
Yeah, yeah. It's not yeah, it's not terrible, but that
No,
is
it
funny.
struck me as funny when you're like, it's privilege. I just thought those people were asshats. How on earth do you expect me to understand if I don't ask clarifying questions? And I mean,
I don't
now people
know.
know my process. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to get a lot of questions and I'm going to have more as I uncover.
I think it's
I've
so hard with text though, because like I'm
yes.
like
I
right by the
don't.
door where I work. I have to answer the door a lot. People walk past me to get into the rest of the building. They say morning, I say morning back. Like I'm always smiling. I'm always like morning, like hi, how was your weekend? Did you have a nice, and like and then like they leave and I'm just back to like
Isn't that
but then like
exhausting? That sounds
yeah.
literally so tiring.
But
I
then
do
like
that
you're
at work, but I
curious.
It's
love
on
it.
NPC stuff.
I do that at work, but I literally love it. Like I'm sure you guys see when we're on calls and somebody comes up to talk to me and I get all animated, but
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love it. I couldn't not do that if I
Do you
tried.
have the same like the hyper focus like look on your face though that like I'm sure Dana does too
Yes.
when she's like going back to her stuff? I get that all the time. Steph, you look mad. I'm busy. Can I help you with something?
Like my natural
I
face is not smiling.
yeah, mine's
My
not
natural
either.
face
No,
Is
is like
not.
anybody's? Is
No, it's
anybody's?
not. And it's expected as women too. That's the other thing that
And
pisses me
like,
off
do
about
you
that
know
whole
we're all
conversation.
we're all doing this right now? At least I noticed me and Steph are doing it.
Stop it. I
down.
don't want to do the society thing anymore. But like no, and then you have to like counter yourself and it's like don't put too many exclamations mark in it because you're going to sound I said that weird. You
Yes,
know
we
what I
got what
mean.
you
You come off
meant.
like a psycho. It's
Yeah.
why do
You
we
put them
have
in
our
and then
language?
you go through and you delete them when you're done and you make sure that
Yeah.
they're evenly
Yeah.
placed
Yeah.
throughout.
Am
Yeah,
I
and
really
like,
excited
has
to say
every
that?
sentence got
Period.
an exclamation mark? Maybe we'll put
Write it
some
like
full stops in.
45-year-old middle-aged Greg. That's how you should write your emails. Channel your inner middle-aged white guy. Just guy, I guess.
But like I am when we have like careers and stuff, I'm always like, have a nice rest of your day. I'm really nice. It's just in text, I'm just very much straight to the point because honestly, like I have
It's more
people who
efficient.
teams me. I have people who teams me and they're like, "Hey, how's your weekend?" And I know that they don't care. They just want to ask me that so they can then get to the next question. And I'm like, "Just ask me the question. I really don't mind. If your
Yeah,
only
you can skip
communication with
it.
me is that conversation like, hey, do you have any stamps?" And I can be like, "Yeah, no worries."
It's
You're
so
going to
much
come and get a
easier.
stamp from me anyway. You might as well just say hi to me when you come and get the stamp. Like,
And
It's
there's
literally
no
funny
need to
so
do
too.
that.
funny, you guys. This is like the
Catch
most
it.
autistic conversation I've ever heard. We're just like, can we please stop with
I
the
do catch myself. Like I'll shoot the question, and then it's like kind of a long question, 2 sentences. Then of course I have a follow up because that's how my brain works. Then I'll put in parentheses at the very bottom because I forgot. Good morning.
Yeah, right? I do that so much. I'll like start answering a text and someone sends you a long text and you start from the bottom. And then I'm like, "Wait, I didn't even say like, 'Hi, how are you?' I just started answering your question that was at the bottom of your message." I have to go
Also,
through
like,
back up. "Oh, yeah, I'm doing
Dana's
good. How are you?"
100% right though. You already know they're just putting it in there so they can
I
move on
know
with the
they
question.
don't
Just skip
even want
Yes,
past it. We
to
just
don't
say
need
it.
it. We know
someone
what
would be
we're
like,
doing.
"Oh, how was your evening?" Do they want to know that I like cried like over a load of TikTok
Do you know what
videos
you
because
should
there was
do?
a sad
Just
dog? Like,
start being
no.
honest. Say
No,
that.
don't start being on it.
Just say, "Oh, I spent
I get
like
like a
3 hours
welfare
crying
check on
last
me.
night." Because then I bet you they
I,
would stop asking.
I
like,
started
how are
answering
you? Super depressed.
Yes,
makes them
What
what?
ask more
question?
questions. That also backfires because they're like, "Oh, what's wrong?" No, 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 no. It was just to make you stop asking questions. They
Yeah, they
ask
might
I
if
more.
just
it's
say
via
yeah, you now. I'm just like, yeah, you like because I know that it's not a question when someone's like, "You're right." It's just like it's another saying, like it's another like greeting,
yes.
like, hello. So now I know
How
like
are
no
you?
one
Yeah.
cares, no one wants to know how you are, like no one gives a shit. It's just like they're expecting you to say yeah, you, and they're gonna say yeah back, and then if they ask you again, then they actually care. If they don't, keep that to yourself until you have an actual conversation.
What is
So
That's
normal to
interesting.
mine.
ask them? You're being weird by not asking. No, no, you're being weird by forcing me to ask the questions. I
I
don't
think what it is though
have at the
too,
table. Who gives a
it
shit?
it takes energy for us, and I think it doesn't for most people. So then it's not like something they look at as
Gross.
like a chore, right? For us,
Yeah.
we're like, and I also have a problem with efficiency. Like, I want to be the most efficient. I want to do things in the most efficient way. If my dad and I are in the car, we literally will ask each other, "What do you think is the best way to get to our location? Should we turn right here? What's your favorite road to go down? How many school zones are there? Are we going to hit one of those? It's 3 o'clock right now. We
I
should probably
love
take this road
that.
instead." Like, I love efficiency, so that's why it like drives me crazy sometimes when you're like, I just want this to be efficient, and this is
Yeah.
not.
I think it's hard as well because like if I
There's no
actually
point to
like
this.
go and talk to somebody and I have a conversation with them, I like really enjoy the conversation. I could be like talking to someone for half an hour and then be like, oh shit, I need to go back to work. But then I struggle to know whether someone like it's really hard. Like I'm
Is
talking to
tired of
you,
you.
but like it's like how do I then leave this conversation? How do I then say like you know? And then I'm
Oh,
like,
this
have
is
I been here for too long? And they're like, for God's sake, like I'm trying to do my fucking work. Like, can you piss off? Like, it's so
I have
hard.
a solution for not knowing how to exit a conversation that can get you out of any conversation, even if the other person is in the middle of talking. You have to be wearing a watch or have your phone. And what you do is like the middle, you look, oh shit, I just forgot I'm late for a call, a something. I'll be back, and then you just walk away. Every single time, if I'm in a call or if I'm in a conversation, the person is sticky and I can't get away because sometimes people are really sticky. I'm good at exiting conversations. Sometimes you're like, oh, they end at something and they just go right into something else. Oh shit, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I totally forgot, I have to go do this right now. Let's catch up in a bit, etc. It works every time without fail.
Now I'm
That's a
worried
good
I'm a
one.
sticky person.
Mm,
Well,
no, I
You
why?
think
know?
Why be worried about it?
I think
Because I would be annoyed by someone who was sticky to me while I was trying to get my work done.
But that's
well,
the kind of person
If
that's
I think
annoyed
that
by
I'm
the
like
sticky.
vibing.
There's
I think
people that
if
aren't annoyed by the sticky.
see and I think the sticky person probably isn't vibing either. I don't know. I think I don't know
It's
how to tell
hard.
you what you are. I
What does
can
it
tell you that
matter?
Communication is so
I've
hard.
I've
You're not
never
gonna jive with everybody. I can be sticky too. I say that all the
and
time. All
all
right, I'm
by
gonna tell you one
sticky I
last
just
thing, and
mean
I'm gonna
like
let you get off your
hard to
phone.
get out of a conversation. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
I think that Dana, I've never had that experience with you where I'm like, holy shit,
Same.
like we're ending a call and we can't end the call, right? Yeah. Me
Yeah.
and
I'm pretty
Steph
good
could
about
go back
ending
and
the
forth for
call.
forever.
And
I've
honestly, I've
in certain
normalized just like
situations, like
peace and then bye. We've done
you are
that
good at
many times
exiting.
on these.
Yes. Like, oh shit, okay, I really gotta go. Like
I I have agendas. Everybody knows that about
and
me.
I've
And it's
never
like,
had that with you, Dana, where we're like, we like, can't neither of us
Yeah.
will end the phone
That's
call or
fair. That
something.
makes sense. Yeah.
I think you're
It's hard
probably
though.
good.
It's funny though because if I play games like Stardew Valley or like Sims or whatever, like I don't have many hearts with anyone on Stardew Valley apart from Linus, and my Sims needs the social is always the lowest of all of
same.
my Sims.
I don't
I don't like talk to people in any of the games unless I have to, unless it's
do you
like a
guys do
requirement
any
for the
do you
game.
do any social stuff on the games? Because like I've got like the mobile games, right? Where it's like you can have like the chat rooms or the guilds or whatever. I've never participated. I'd never do the romance stuff in anything either.
Wait, you
No,
just
I
made
don't
me
have a
realize that
romance.
like I aside from Sims, I do a lot of like relationship stuff and stuff in Sims relationship. I do a lot of career stuff too. But like I'm the same in Stardew Valley. I like never get married. I never have friends. I never talk to
Never.
anybody. I don't know when anybody's
Too much
birthdays are. I'm not
work.
giving people's gifts. I'm like,
Same.
this is way too much
It's my
work.
stuff. You gotta like
Same.
research it and no. I
When we
married
had
one time in Harvest Moon when I was a child just to see if I could do it. And then I ruined the game because then I had a child that like I had to take care of instead of
a
playing the game
child.
on the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we had Sims 3 and your like baby got in the mail a little like toy that became an imaginary friend and then you could make it real with the like
Oh
science
yeah.
kit thing.
Hmm.
I would do
What?
that all the time because it meant I didn't have to get them to talk to people at school or like invite anyone
Wait.
over. I'd be like, amazing, let's do that.
Stop it.
And they,
Wait,
yeah.
in the Sims 4, I always, if I have a family, make them get a robot so that it can be the nanny because I don't want to take care of the
Yes.
kids.
What
I'm
is
always
I
wrong
like,
just
with
give
this
them
is
that
us?
too much
iPad and
work.
then I
I
get
love
them to
this
do
though.
their own needs.
Have you ever felt like you're missing like part of the game by not I
No,
No.
I'm fine.
maybe, but it's I always
This is
look up
the
like what are
game.
the actual benefits of getting married in Stardew Valley. I'm like, oh, but I have to do the bigger house before I marry her anyway. So like, why invite her?
The only reason I married Shane in Stardew Valley was so I could get blue
Oh, blue.
chickens.
Oh, you need a blue chick. Okay, I didn't know that.
That
See,
was
now
it. That was and I haven't ever married someone ever again in the game.
it's a good dowry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted blue chickens, my favorite color.
We should
Well, I'm
give it to
That's
probably
the
not going to buy
developer.
that new
Shitty
Sims
dowries for
pack,
the
the
others.
romance one. I'm like, well, I don't really care about that.
I bought it for the world, honestly, which is a
Oh,
pretty good
okay, yeah.
world. It's pretty fun. Do you feel
Um,
like you guys like that's kind of could lead into like accommodations with friendship? Do you feel
okay,
like
so
you
I have
do
a question for
things
y'all because I was talking to a real life friend about this, and it's like I don't.
a
It
real
sounds
life
so
friend?
harsh when I say it out loud. Yeah, real life friend. I only ever hang out with him in real life. He's a real life friend. I friends are work. This
Yeah.
even this is work. And I
Yeah.
was like, it's not that like being someone's
I don't think
friend
everybody
is
thinks that
work,
though.
but it is for me. Like I have to
Yeah.
remember to check
I
in
think
with
that's a
you. I have to
neurodivergent
remember shit
thing.
that you like. I have to
It's
remember
a
like your
mental
quirks.
load.
I have to remember, yeah, like what your accommodations are. Cause like I'm mostly friends with neurodivergent people, whether they like to
Mhm.
admit it or not. It's everyone has their own like special and like yeah, I like vibing with you, but I just and I also I get bored. I get
Mhm.
bored of like I talk to someone for 6 months every fucking day and then we talk like maybe once every 3 months and that's fine with me.
Have you seen there's this TikToker, their name is Zeal. They're autistic, and I'm sorry, I don't know their pronouns, but they did the like hot Cheeto girl videos for a while with the
No.
autistic. Your autistic
Yes.
friend has a hot Cheeto girlfriend like in high school. Anyways, they made a video one time that was like why I like having autistic friends, and it was like, okay, so I'm going to come to your house on this day at this time. Here are the 3 activities that we can do as
Yes,
options.
dude.
And
We
then
tried
after the
this.
activity finishes, we can say, would we like to continue or would we like to go home? And the other person goes, I would like to go home now. Great, thank
Literally
you.
had
I'll
this
see you next
conversation.
time. Like,
It was
I
our
would
hangout and
love
it was
this.
fucking
like, right?
great. But like
I was
I've
like,
been putting a
yes.
lot of pressure in like building like the friend side of my life. And
Mhm.
my husband was like, "But do you really need to do that? Because like it's
Yeah.
work for you. You don't really like doing it. Do you need to
I
invest so
have
much?"
had to
I'm
go
like,
through the same
"Maybe
thing.
not."
Like, yes,
So
yeah,
like
I
why do I
agree.
want friends? Because I feel like it's
Yes.
healthy to have them for my brain. I'm like, that's a lot of work. I have a lot of other shit I got to take care of first.
I do the same thing with like I get the urge so strongly to reach out to people that I used to be friends with and then they don't message me back or they do message me back and then I don't want to respond to them. And then I'm like, why did I reach out? And literally now every time I get the urge I'm like, don't reach out. Don't reach out because they're going to respond and then you're not going to want to respond and then you're going to feel bad and there's no point in doing this in the first place.
So like everyone that I
Just
do that with
don't
now
do
though,
it.
I'm just like, hey, just thinking about you. And they're like, hey, thought about you the other day. Thanks. And then it's like we just reminded each other of
I
ourselves.
guess,
And
but like
I'm
what's the
a good friend.
point?
That's what we do. I fucking love her. I tell her happy birthday and I think about her twice a year and we're really good friends.
I think it's hard. Like, I think my online friends are a lot less work than my in real life
Oh,
friends.
for
because
sure.
I can talk
Because I
to
have paper trail.
Well, and we're kind of
Well,
always around. Like
yeah,
there's no
and
like
also like
catch up.
you
Yeah.
can talk
There's
either DMs or you can talk in like the discourse or like you can just comment on someone's like post or something and that counts
man.
as an interaction. But I
Mhm.
have a lot of I say I have a lot of friend in life friends. I don't. I have a couple of in real life friends and it's like you have to do things with them in person.
Yeah.
Like because otherwise it feels like you're not like properly friends
Yeah.
and you can't just like send each other memes and be like that's good, that's it. Like I find that in real life people that I have sent like TikToks to, there's like one person I have and like there's just a ton of TikToks I've sent them, they've not responded to any of them and they've not even seen any of them and I was like, oh. But then I have a load of online friends that like I send TikToks to them, they send TikToks back, and it's like that's our like I don't know love language.
And it depends
Yes.
on the person. I have someone that sends me videos on Instagram, and that's pretty much our only communication. And I look at it like once a week when I remember that account exists, and we're perfectly good friends.
Yeah.
I tried explaining it to some in real life friends, and I'm like, I get the same mental gratification from this
Mhm. Mhm.
that I do in person, but it's a lot less time. So if we're
And
having a
effort.
hard time meeting up in person, like Braylon, we don't live that far from each other.
It's so
But
far
it's
in
like
my
I
mind.
have to put pants on. I have to like
There's
get
a lot that
ready.
goes
Then we
into
have to
it.
drive. Then we have to go somewhere
Yeah.
public or like to each other's house,
Yeah.
which is still like it's not that far, but still it's like time. Then you got to fucking drive home. We
Yeah.
both know we're getting baked. So that's going to be a
Exactly.
couple of fucking hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
think
becomes a whole thing instead
It's
of
a
like
whole
a
yeah,
thing.
casual
but it's
Hey, do
really
you
hangout.
want to jump
hard
on Discord and
to
play a game?
it's
Yeah.
really
I'm
hard
already at my
to get
computer.
an online person and like an in real life person to do online things. Like you're like, hey,
Yes.
you should join my Discord. You can join our movie
Yeah.
night or something. Like, hey, do you wanna like join my like do something in Discord? Do you wanna like do a voice chat? Do you want oh no, or like, oh maybe, or like just I don't know why it's such a thing that like my in real life friends are like not scared of it, but like they're like,
They're
oh, like they
Do
apprehensive.
you
physically
ever
like,
feel
oh.
like it's an infiltration though? Like I've thought about it, like even with Braylon's Discord, I've invited some IRL people. I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch what I say in this thing now. Like this is not
Yeah.
like internet people or
Because
like my own Discord. I'm like, I'm not inviting fucking anyone I know in real life in my Discord. No,
I
no,
invited
that's
like one person that I know in real life in there, and she doesn't really use Discord. So,
it,
and she used it like briefly for a little while, but it's just not for her. And like she's still in there, but I don't think she's been online for like a year maybe. So I'm not
I'm
really
weird with
that
people.
fast. It's quite weird that like I don't know. I was like at one point talking about like, oh my god, it'd be so like amazing if we became friends, but like that was like maybe months before she joined, and I don't think she would know to like search for her name or like scroll back far enough. So I'm not really that
I
fast.
mean, yeah, I've invited some IRL people into the Discord and they don't know how it works. So
Yeah.
they're always in the wrong channel.
Nobody knows how anything works. That's so funny.
I just don't
I
get it.
It's
I'm like,
a
I
weird
learned
balance.
how to do it. Like there was a point where I didn't know how Discord works. Now I feel like
Because it's
not an
important
expert,
for you,
but
but
like
you're in it though. Like, you have other things in Discord. Like someone asked me, like, isn't Discord for gaming? I'm like, no, it's like forums, but it's like
community.
chat community. But like, yeah, I guess it started with gaming. I'm like, we can sure.
I always say it's like Slack and Zoom had a baby.
That's
Mm,
fair.
Because it's
I
kind of
like
like
that.
Slack. And it's like, how is it any, it's like, it's
Yeah,
just,
no,
yeah.
honestly. And people
I'm
are like,
sure
well, why
some
do you
companies
prefer?
use Discord over Slack.
I was reading
Yeah.
about that. Not very many because the security features on Discord are just not there.
Oh, like
Nothing's
for
encrypted.
IP and private stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So they do have them. Like I know some
interesting.
cannabis brands have them for like Wild has one for
Yeah.
community building, but other than that, nothing.
I
It's
think
so
going
interesting. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, going back to like accommodation with friends, I find it so interesting that for me, I'm always like, I have to message this friend on this social media, otherwise they won't respond, or this social media is better
Yeah.
for them and stuff like that. But no one ever asks me what social media I prefer to be talked on. I just talk to them on their preferred one, and that's like it. It's just,
Do you
I
ever
don't know.
tell
I
them
find
though, in
that
all
so cool.
fairness? Because I
Huh?
tell people on Instagram, hey dude, I don't have Instagram notifications on. You're gonna get an answer faster if you text me. And if they don't text me, then they can't get mad they didn't get an answer for a week. Like,
I
tell them.
respond to everyone, but like there's like things I prefer to talk on more than other like two of my cousins only ever respond to me on Snapchat.
Ugh,
Do I
so
use Snapchat
annoying.
for anything
Ew.
else? No, I use it literally to talk to my two cousins. If I didn't talk to my two cousins on there, I wouldn't have Snapchat anymore. But I do because I have my two cousins I want to actually talk to. It's just frustrating. Or like there'll be people that like will only respond to me in WhatsApp or Messenger. But like if I message them something on Instagram, like I send them a video or something, I can see they're online, but they just don't like ever respond. Or like TikTok, they don't ever respond. Or they only respond on TikTok and Instagram and never on like Messenger or something. And I'm just like,
I bulk some of the messages. So like I have one that sends me a bunch of TikTok videos and then we'll have like half a conversation in Instagram and the rest of it in text message. I will take screenshots from the other two channels and merge them into the text message and reply there. Like
see,
you're accommodating everybody else. Make the accommodation for yourself. And if they don't talk to you on those channels, they're not willing to make the accommodation.
See,
Half
I
the effort then.
connected with so this person I knew since I was like 13, but now I guess technically we're like online friends because we don't meet up, and we message each other on TikTok, on Messenger, and on Instagram, and we can have like three different conversations
Hmm.
going, and it's really nice. It's
That's the
actually
best.
nice to be able to like message them on like Messenger and they'll respond,
Whatever.
or message them on Instagram and they'll
Yeah.
respond and like send them stuff, and it's just nice. Like we've been
Wait,
sending each other Coraline stuff at the moment.
I feel like we didn't ever say like what we think of accommodations as.
Oh, um,
What
actually, Braylon, I like your description, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Okay. So in my brain, an accommodation is like preparing myself to feel okay in a situation which may have normally caused me to like stay home or be really uncomfortable. Like for instance, I go to sports games sometimes. I really do not like how loud they are, so I bring earplugs. I also carry a fan with me literally everywhere. I live in Arizona. It is so fucking
Necessary.
hot. If I do not have a fan, and like if I'm sitting in the heat, I'm internally dying. So yeah, I'd bring my fan with me everywhere, and then I'm at the sports game. I got my hat and my sunglasses and my earplugs and my fan and my cold beer, and I'm chilling. Whereas otherwise, if I didn't have any of that, I would be miserable. Like, get me out of here. I want to go home now. I'm grumpy. So
You know, I don't have a portable fan, but I did get 2 magnetic ones for Vrona for his desk, and he can just like pop them on the underside of his desk, and it's like nice.
I
I
think
love
for
That's
my
my
me,
fan
fan.
story.
like accommodation is just doing anything that kind of improves your life. Like, for instance, like I
That's a
struggle
good
with
way to look
like
at it.
flossing. I really don't like it. It gets stuck, and then I panic, and I think like I'm not going to be able to get it out, or like, and then I just don't like it. I have a lot of teeth that are close together, so now I use my water flosser. And at first, it got like a little bit to get used to it because it really
Yeah.
shoots out across at you, and you're like and like you can't just move it away. You have to turn it off because if you move it away, then it just squirts everywhere else. You know?
Yes.
I had it where I was just like covered in water because I was like but now it's fine, and I use my water flosser instead of floss, and like okay, yeah, maybe I should also be flossing properly as well, but hey, it's better than doing nothing, you know?
Yeah,
That's what
totally.
I think people forget about. When you accommodate yourself and then people are like, this isn't the same thing as the real like thing that neurotypical people can do, and you're like, yeah, but it's better than doing nothing. Like
Yes.
it's like having a deconstructed sandwich, like you have bread and like stuff in this, like that's not as good as having a sandwich. Yeah, but I still ate something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's a
Um,
really interesting question, and it's not one that I really thought of until like 20 minutes before the episode, to be honest with you. Like it seems like easy, right? Like what is accommodation to you? But like I look around and it's like, what do I do to accommodate myself that's not just me
Working from
being
home.
very picky about what I want things to be like. And I've just learned that over the years. Like, there's really no sense in being uncomfortable. Make yourself comfortable. If the office is cold, bring a blanket. If
Mhm.
you're sick of getting stuck in the snow, pack a fucking shovel and some cat litter. Like, there's a solution to essentially everything. I don't know if I've ever been in a situation. No, that's a lie. I've definitely been in very uncomfortable offices, but I've always just chalk that up to this is what being in an office is. It's going to be cold. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to sit in a chair that's creaky and your computer's only going to work half the fucking time. Like that's just been the norm. And like I've worked from home for so many years now, like on and off, like having to be in the office or whatever. But I don't know. It's accommodations
It
like
comes
weird
naturally
when
to
I think
you.
about it. Kind of. I
I
Yeah.
don't like
think
being uncomfortable. What's the
your
point? You
I
need
don't
me to
like
do
being
the
your
thing.
uncomfortable
I'm going to
either.
do what I need to do
yeah
to get the thing done.
Yeah.
your calendar that you show us sometimes it's all blocked out all the time, that is an accommodation.
Yeah, time blocking, and then I'm terrible with boundaries, so like I could be better about that. We're getting there. I don't like for me it's always just like a work in progress. I never stop to think about the accommodations or the achievements or whatever that I have done to do what I can do so far. It's just interesting. It made me think about it in a different way.
I've always prioritized comfort, and I feel like that's how you are too. Like I'm not going like if I'm going to a baseball game and it's outside and I'm sitting on the lawn, I'm literally gonna have so much stuff in my bag, like a blanket, maybe pants and shorts, like socks, like I'm gonna have a hat, I'm gonna have extra sunscreen, like I'm gonna bring all of the things that I think I might possibly need so that I don't have to be uncomfortable. And I do that in like every single situation I'm ever in. If I'm in like a long meeting all day, same thing. I'm going to have like a ton of fidgets, or I'm going to make sure I have alternative clothing. Is it cold? Is it hot? I don't know. I need to be able to swap. Like I've always just been somebody who highly prioritizes my comfort. So it's like I'll
Preparation.
have all the things in my bag of what I need and I bring them with me, even if
Yep.
I don't need it. better to have it and then I don't stress. Like I carry
I guess,
floss
yeah.
with me everywhere because if I get something stuck in my tooth and I can't get it out, I'll panic. So like floss is
Yeah.
always in my bag. Then I know I don't have to freak out.
Maybe it's a privileged point of view to not have looked at it as like accommodation, but more as like preparation, that I've always really, for the most part, been able to adjust the situation. It never impeded on anybody, so it's never been a
No,
big
it's always just
deal.
like a me
Yeah, it's
thing.
always me.
I also think that like the language we use now probably isn't the same growing up. So like people weren't talking about accommodations all the time growing up.
Yeah, it was
So
just you need
you
to be
don't
better
have that
prepared.
word for it. Yeah.
Interesting.
I
For me,
used to have, sorry,
it's
freakouts in the
okay.
car every time I was hot. And I'm like, why did nobody in my family, the whole 18 years of my life, think to get me a fucking fan?
Or like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
cooling
it
towels,
seems anything. I never had
starting
anything. I
your
just
car
would
ahead
get
of
in the
time.
car and like freak out as a kid every single time.
Interesting.
And it's like, why did nobody think, how can we make this easier?
That reminds me of the story I saw whatever somewhere on the internet where
Oh,
it's
don't
like
forget, Dana was going
my
to say something too.
yeah, my
Don't lose
boyfriend
your
was like
thought,
3 years
Dana.
old when they realized that they could step into the shower after it got warm and didn't have to stand under it freezing until it warmed up. And I'm like, yeah, I think I did that too as a kid. Like, took me a while.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, well, I was going to say something else, but then my brain talked about the car, and then I was thinking about how, like, I always got car sick, but then because it was, like, seen as, like, adults don't sit in the back, adults sit in the front, so then I would just be car sick in the back and feel, like, absolute, like, shit every single time we went on long car journeys, and, like, I would throw up. And it's like, did no one think, like, hey, maybe let her sit in the front so she doesn't
Or
do that?
even get you like motion sickness medicine. Like,
Something.
I have that now because I know I get motion sick in car rides. So I just pop that sucker.
I don't think the
Yeah.
previous generation ever talked about accommodations in any sense of it. It
I
was
think
always suck it up and figure it out.
yeah, it's very much just like get on with it. Like I felt like when I was a kid, I didn't accommodate myself. I tried to force myself to be more normal. Like
Yep.
rather
Mhm.
than be like, hey, I do this thing, let's help
Yep.
myself out. It'd be like, stop fucking doing that thing. That's
Yep.
not normal.
That
Force
there's
yourself into
something
that
wrong
box.
with you and not the
Yeah.
situation. Yeah, that's
But
insane. Well, no one
now
else is
like
having a problem. Why am I? Well, because you need some accommodations, and
yeah,
that's okay.
exactly. It's like when I go to work, I have in my pockets, I have a lens wipe, lens cleaner, and an eye wipe because it's there's a lot of pollen and my eyes get swollen if they like get pollen in them. And then in the other side, I have my loops, a small fidget that fits in my pocket that I can fiddle around with one hand so I can type with the other. And I have my lip balm because I can't go anywhere without it. It's like an anxiety like technique thing that I just use to help myself. And then my forehead because I use that to help me with my migraines. And I always have those in my pockets at work. And then in my bag I have like the other like bigger things that accommodate myself, like medication for my like migraines and things like that. But like before when I'd like go to school, I didn't have any of that stuff in my pockets. I just like just there.
We just raw
Like
dogged school.
yeah, I just raw dogged it, you know. Even here, I have like blackout blinds. So if I come home in the middle of the day with a migraine, I can close those blinds and I'm in a dark room.
That's so nice.
That's another
Annoyed with
accommodation.
myself though. So many years of discomfort when I just like a little bit of accommodation. Like if I had just given a little bit more of a shit about myself instead of what everybody else thought or was doing. I'm just very annoyed with myself when I think about it. We're just not going to do that anymore. We're not going to be a dumb bitch anymore. It's
Oh,
insane.
I just didn't know. I had no idea.
yeah.
I
I
never,
didn't
never
know.
thought
It's
of it.
like I didn't realize that every time I got sad every like winter, that's like seasonal affective disorder. And having an alarm clock that's a sunrise alarm clock actually really helped accommodate me. And this year I'm going to use a sad lamp to help when I'm working as well. Like
Nice.
there's this like if you don't know about it, how can you accommodate yourself? Fidgets, I
Yeah,
had no fidgets ever.
me
Like I
either.
remember when those fidget
Same.
spinners came out and I was like, oh, because it just became like super popular for like people to have them, and then people were just like really annoying with them, and I never thought about them as an accommodation. And
Same.
I actually bought my first fidget spinner ever yesterday, and I love
Ooh.
it so much. I play
They
with
are
it
pretty fun if you get a
all
good
the time. I
one.
played with it the whole way through the cinema. It was amazing.
Oh my god, I always
Mhm.
bring fidgets to movies. It's like the best.
Same.
It helps
Same.
so much when I'm not just sitting there like, what do I do with my hands right now?
Yes,
It really
talking to you
helps
guys, I
with going
realize
by
there's more
yourself.
accommodations that I could be doing. I'm still like looking for good fidgets. I realize that I'm very picky with
You have to
fidget spinner.
try a lot. You have to
Yeah.
just
Get
try a
some,
ton
like,
of
cheap
them.
ones.
It's the sounds that I'm the most like.
Oh,
I
look
like
up
ones that I can
silent.
slide. Oh, I have, right,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
the ones that I found that are quality. It's like $100, and I'm like, what if it's not
Yes.
exactly what I like? But I do want a quality one.
Do you know what
Yeah.
you should do? You should go to the shops, find the, like, kids area, and, like, play with some of those fidgets and see which ones you like, and then just
Which
that's what I
shops?
literally did yesterday. I was
Toy
like, "Oh, this is
stores.
cool," and then I bought it.
Yeah.
I should do that. I want one that's like the sliding like 2 card things, and there's some that just go out, and there's some that you can do like
Yeah.
multiple ways. But it's like
Um,
for $15. I'm like, that's probably gonna make my hands smell
Like
like
one
poop.
of these.
oh yeah, those are super
Ooh,
cool.
yes, one of those too. And
I
I'm
play
also
with this
looking
all
for
the
ones
time
that
in the
Vrona will
cinema,
use.
and as long as you're not going too hard on it, if you're going like it's quite loud, but if you're just like it's not really that
Yeah,
loud,
so
no one
I
really
where
notices
is
it.
it? I have a the key,
Oh, the keyboard.
yeah, so I put my own little, like, keycaps on it, and that's just really fun, but that's really annoying. I
Yeah.
don't like that sound.
I love
I
these
have
slow
this, which
rising
is fairly
squishies.
quiet,
I
and it's
I
good.
thank you for that suggestion. I am gonna go to a toy store and see if I can find, like, some good
Yeah,
fidgets just to play
have
with.
fun with it. Why
It's really
not? Like,
fun.
you
And
have
then I don't
adult
know.
money now. You have adult money now. Spend it on
Let me
fun
tell you about
things.
the adult money, guys. I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to
Um,
stop.
One
before
accommodation I was just going to quickly say that I because Steph was saying that she's learned more of this comedy. I didn't know about tone tags until I think last year when Braylon put them in her Discord, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
They're
it's
so nice on
amazing.
Reddit.
And we don't use them anymore, and because I am silly and forget to use them and forget what they mean. But it's so nice because I can be like, I'm genuinely asking you a question. I'm not like trying to be a dick. I'm like, this is genuine. Or I can be like, this is not serious. Like, this is me being lighthearted and stuff. And it's so much easier because I think people take me too literally sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah,
I want
I,
to
go ahead.
chat about habits. How we accommodate ourselves in like our self-care, our routines before we run out of time.
Y'all go first because I don't. I have very lofty habits and I'm only hitting like maybe 40% of them on a routine basis, but there's a lot of other shit
Um
going on. Not a
okay,
big
but
deal.
that is something that I do to accommodate myself with my habits is I like have a big menu and I don't do all of them every day because it keeps it fun and it keeps the novelty. And I figure flossing my teeth 3 times a week is better than not doing it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't have that kind of stuff on my habit tracker. Like I have, did I wake up on time? Did I take my meds? Did I do my morning pages and practice my gratitude? Did I drink water today? I do my shades. I
Yeah,
basically just have shades. And then like, do I go to bed before 10 o'clock?
that's so funny because mine is like things that I want to do. Like, so it's like all my self care: shower, brush my teeth, floss, but then also dry brush, hair oil, gua sha, like things like
Nice.
that, like
I
exercise,
won't trip
movement,
that.
take a walk. But then I'm not my gratitude journal. I literally, my list is like this long, and I'm deleting like 7 things and marking off like the 3 things that I did on my habit tracker.
I
That's
use Finch for mine at the moment, and it's quite
Oh,
nice
nice.
because like one of them is like literally survive the day. And sometimes I think about when I'm doing like really well, sometimes I think I should get rid of that one because I don't really need it. And then I'll struggle and I'll be like, do you know what? I did just literally survive the day, and I think I'm so glad I have that still. It's just
Mhm.
really
Dana, do you know how
nice.
many times I put that on my like things to just the highlights for
Yeah,
the
Get
day or
through
like
the
the main
day.
focus areas of focus? I'm like, just get through your day.
Yeah.
That's so many times that's on there. And then I
literally.
check it
So
off the
I
next
have
morning.
like eat breakfast. I have write one thing you like about yourself, positive affirmations in the mirror, perform a 3-minute exercise, brush your teeth, drink water, do one nice thing for myself,
Yeah, those are
read
all
at least
great.
one page of a book, because like normally it's
Love
like read
that.
a chapter, but
Wow,
I'm
I
like,
need to do that, I think.
I have
if I
consume a
read
book
one
online.
page, I'm doing okay.
So like any book consumptions, like audiobooks, Dana, fucking incredible. You're vegging
Yeah.
out, you're playing video games, throw on an audiobook.
I
Done.
can't do
I've
I
been
that.
listening
habit
to
stack the
podcasts a
shit
bit
out of
more
everything.
recently, but I do enjoy audiobooks as well.
I check my
I
email
have,
while I brush my teeth. Like I habit stack every opportunity
yeah.
that I get.
Yeah.
I have like other things as well, like say one thing I'm grateful for before bed, meditate, be in bed by 10, and obviously floss as well, which
For
should do
hard
more.
stuff too, I love to give myself options. I saw a video that people do this with toddlers. It's not, oh, do you want to eat broccoli for dinner? It's for dinner, would you like broccoli or Brussels sprouts? So I give myself choices. So like when it comes to flossing, do I want to use my water flosser or do I want to use a flossing pick?
I
And
love
like
that.
exercise, do I want to ride my bike or do I want to use the walking pad? Because then your brain definitely will gravitate towards one or the other instead of just being like nothing, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
nothing. It
Yeah,
like makes it
that's a
easier.
life hack. I love that. I
Yeah,
love that.
it's
Oh
like treat
man.
yourself like a toddler and be like we're having choices here.
My
No is
biggest
I,
not
one
an
is I give
option.
myself like a variance. I give myself like 15, 20 max minutes before you absolutely have to start the fucking project. Like you get 20 minutes. Do whatever you need to do. 20 minutes.
Oh,
I
that's a
need
good
to
tip for getting
be
started.
I need to be better at doing menus. I think I only have a menu for when I need like comfort, or like I have one for like comfort shows that have numbers, so I can just Google pick a number between 1 and 20 something, so that I don't have to pick a film. I have like a dopamine menu, but I need like a morning and evening and like
I
menus
like
for
that. My
when I'm
only
like,
menu is like, it's time for a break. What am I going to do on that break? And I have
Mm,
4 things on it right now, and I have to pick one of those 4 things. So
that's a
far,
nice
all I've been
way.
doing is working on my tarot deck, but that's fine because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's one of
I
your
have
options.
I have that kind of, but like I have a to-do list, like a written one, and I'll have like one side which is stuff I need to get done, and the other side is like I've got make a bookmark, draw some flowers, like play Disney Dreamlight Valley, kind of, you know. So
Uh
I can be like, I've ticked this off my list, but it's actually rest.
yeah. I love that. That's really
But
smart.
would you say an accommodation could also be like limiting the kind of content that you consume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to make
That's
you more comfortable, right?
That's been it's been like the new thing. It's I've tried to get off of like it's not lazy girl TikTok. It's just like that slow life TikTok side of things. And I'm trying to get back on the side where people are like, no, I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night because I want my life to be this way. I gotta gaslight myself a little bit. Just a little bit. Not as much as I did before, just a little bit.
As well.
Sprinkle of gaslit.
Does anybody want to share anything that they do in their home or like your kitchen or with the way that you clean or anything like that? I know you do something with your fridge stuff.
Oh, it's hard though because I live with another person, so I have to get him on board with accommodation stuff. So like yeah, like it was like over a year ago we put all of our condiments in the bottom drawer. Most of them have ended up not in the bottom drawer so far. We need to go back through it. But like no little stuff. Like I was talking to Vrona about that, and I think I actually like got through to him. And it's I need systems, and it can't just be systems for me. I need systems for both of us. So like if
Yeah.
my keys always go on this, your keys also need to always go on that. Like they can't be in another place in the house. And it's like
Oh, see, I
if
don't
it's
care
not
about
something
his
that he
keys.
can
I'm like, I
it's
never need to use your keys, so not my problem.
maybe a bad example, but like where our mail goes. If my mail goes in here and that's where we're expected to find the mail, and your mail goes over here, well, it just having the
Yeah.
same systems helps a lot. Like he understands my laundry system. I have an alarm that goes off 2 hours later. So it's I don't know. The house is hard. I've never been as organized or had anything like stable in my home life. All of the energy has always ever gone to work.
I can see something that is in all three of our video screens right now that we are
On a
utilizing as an
clutter.
accommodation. No, open storage.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Because if I put stuff away, it doesn't exist anymore. So having the things that I want to look at be open, like I see all your knitting yarn up there. If that was hidden away, you'd probably forget about all that. And Dana has all her candles and her books and her craft supplies and your makeup and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think for me, last year my friend came around and we went through every single drawer, everything in my whole room, apart from my clothes. 'Cause I did that a different day, and we went through everything, and now everything has a place
So that's
in
the
my room,
best.
and that made my life so much easier. Like, I live with my mom and my granny, which means that I don't have control over the rest of the house.
Yeah.
You know, I've moved into my granny's house, so this is her way of doing things, and I appreciate that because it's her house. So in some ways it's great. We have this like ceramic fish that we put all our car keys in. Great. I know where my car keys are all the time. Brilliant.
Yeah, right.
And
It's just like same systems.
but my room is like my kind of safe place because everything has a place. I know where everything is. No one comes in here and moves anything around. Also, if someone comes in here, like all the cat food is in the second drawer, all the cleaning supplies are in the third like cupboard door. Like, you know, I can, if someone says to me where is something, I know where it is straight away, and it's my way. And that's kind of how I work with the accommodations in my house. If I can accommodate myself in this room, I'm doing okay, because this is where I come when my social battery and my tolerance for people depletes. I'm here. So as long as I've got one place, I'm okay.
Do you either of you have like routines that you do on certain days? Like today is the laundry day, today is this day.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yep,
Have
I do the
it all
a day
same.
flows.
that I always food shop. We always do the food shopping on Thursday, and then on Sunday we do like the top up slash like I get my um lunch for work like on a Sunday. We never deviate from the Thursday. We've been doing Thursday shopping for 10, 15 years.
Oh my gosh.
I
It
love that
doesn't change.
though.
Like everybody knows in our family, it's Thursday, so that's shopping day. Like, you know, um, Sundays has become a little bit of like I have chicken soup on a Sunday. I don't have it today, unfortunately, but normally I have chicken soup on a Sunday, and it's quite nice to know what I'm having. I'm like, oh, I'm having soup today, and it's nice.
That is nice. I do my laundry every Thursday and Sunday. And if I miss it, I'm like, oh my God, everything gets thrown off. It's like, this is terrible.
Yeah. Even my
We do
therapist
ours
knows
on
my
a
laundry days.
Tuesday, and then I do my work uniform on a Friday. So, and because it's like the day, like I finish at like a half day on a Friday, so I just chuck all my stuff in the wash so that it's dry by Sunday, and I take it all up, and then it's done.
Oh yeah. See, I don't love routine, but I love predictability. So like that's why I time block, because it's loosely I know about what I'm doing. So like yeah, my laundry Wednesday, Thursdays, it's shifted. It's Wednesday, Thursdays now because I never get through 2 loads in one day. And then Sundays are probably the most rigid. I always do weekly planning and a Sunday reset in my room every Sunday. Every
Nice.
Sunday. I
I
tried
think it
doing it
can
Mondays. I
be
tried doing it Fridays, Sundays.
I think sometimes it can be frustrating though, because you have then created these rules and it can feel hard to change them. You're like, oh, I can't do that because I always do this on this day. And it's like, but you decided to always do it on that day. So you could change it if you wanted to make your life easier. It's like we always seem to do work events on a Thursday. And I'm like, well, I do my shopping on a Thursday. And like to everyone else, they're like, we'll just do it a different day. But I'm like, but if I don't do it on Thursday, then Wednesday's too early. And then Friday, I'm
Yeah,
home midday, but if we go
doesn't get
midday, then
done.
it's like really busy, and then we don't want to go at 5 because like it's traffic's really bad, and it's just there's too many problems. But it's like I have put myself in this position,
I
but
mean, yeah,
Thursdays is
Wednesday would
okay.
be too early according to what? Like,
Whitney.
like that's just the way that you feel.
So
The dates
Yeah.
on food.
But I think we
something
have to be okay with like adjusting things if they're not serving us anymore. That's like the big thing. Like,
Yeah,
is shopping on a Thursday causing problems? If it
no.
is, then you look at adjusting that, you know?
on the other hand though, if it was anybody else, Dana, on your team that did their shopping on Thursday, would you have an issue with that?
No.
then
I
why
don't
is it a
really
big
have
deal
that
for
much of
you,
an issue.
right?
I just do the shopping and then go to the event. So if I'm a bit later, I'm like, sorry, I had to go shopping. Like,
And you
Not a
accommodate
problem.
both. So like, oh my God, why are they saying anything?
yeah,
That's
No,
literally,
so
it
like,
does
funny.
suck. You can't do the weekly planning on a Sunday. You walk into Monday. But like I've
yeah.
set it up to where it's Mondays are a million marathon meeting Mondays. So I don't really have that much work to do than sitting in a bunch of meetings and documenting the shit out of that anyway. So
You need one of those little AI devices that listens to your meetings and transcribes it all and
oh,
sends it to
I have it.
ChatGPT.
Oh, I don't need to send it to ChatGPT, but I do that. I do transcribe all of my meetings and then I put it at the bottom of my meeting minutes and then I use Notion AI to find the information in those. And
Smart.
everyone permission, all that good shit. I did talk to Nathan about that. He's got like the little pendant thing. Verona said absolutely fucking not. Am I to wear anything
Oh,
that's going to record him
my
24/7?
mom has the Claude AI, and you press a button
I want
to
one of
start
those
it.
too. I see
Yeah,
now I wouldn't remember to start it. So I just need something that does it all the time.
that would be
Um
sketchy, I think. Yeah,
you can do it on your phone if you really needed to.
true.
I just need to figure out how to record or save my phone calls and then I can transcribe them later. I'm not
I
doing anything with
saw
them but my own notes. So Arizona's a one-party state.
I saw a TikTok the other day of someone's like fridge and they used the like crisper thing and they put like loads of different like individually wrapped cheese snack things in
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's what
And
I
then they
do.
like
Ooh.
packaged fruit as well. Like they put like different bits of fruit, like small pots, bigger pots, depending on what they want, because they always feel like they have to finish it. And they're like, but I put it with the cheese snacks because I know I'm going to go for the cheese snacks, so I will see the fruit as well and pick it up.
Smart.
And that's so smart.
Smart.
I
Yeah.
wish I had my own fridge to organize it the way I
Can
want.
you not get a little mini fridge?
It's just, I think it's just take up a lot of electricity.
Fridges, I feel like they're pretty low. It's like a little small motor. You could always look into it. I bet it wouldn't be more
Yeah,
than like
I don't
$5 a
have a lot of
month.
plug sockets in my room, which is a problem. I have like two
Oh,
there,
older
two there,
house.
and I have like a lot of 4 plugs, which I probably shouldn't be using as
Yeah.
many as I do.
Fridges are just like, where are you going to put it? Like I've got this thing, wine fridge right here. And honestly, I need to either use it more or put like wine in it or something. Or
But
get
I
rid of
do
it.
have like, I have a snack cart, like not there, but there. And I also have like snacks that are by it's by my bed, but I just like easier because there's DVDs underneath it. So if you put them on top, it's like the snacks that you're gonna have with the DVDs, if that makes sense for movie night. Um, so there's like individually ones, or if I want to go for like a chocolate bar or like whatever, I can go for that. But so I have snacks in my room for like if I feel like I don't want to go downstairs or I feel like, I just want something, but I'm like not feeling lazy, but I just don't have the spoons to go and make something. So I've accommodated myself in that way. I've got like drinks as well, like vitamin B kind of ones and stuff to try and like help too.
I literally chug a yogurt every morning because I don't want to eat breakfast.
Chug a
Oh, I have like the
yogurt
little
is
Actimel ones. I
not
just
words that I've ever heard used together.
Like
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 a
I get the
Go-Gurt?
Chobani basically, but it's
Okay,
a
got it.
Chobani
Okay, got it.
but they have these protein ones and they're 20 grams of protein and sometimes it grosses me out so much that I literally plug my nose and drink it. But if I didn't have those, I literally drink one every day and I probably have for the last like 2 years. If I didn't have one, I just didn't eat breakfast. And this way
yeah.
I'm
I
getting
don't.
20 grams of protein and it like if I need to, I can literally plug my nose so I can't taste it. 'Cause sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, no food. Other times, like today, I woke up, I was starving. I made a bagel. It's delicious.
I need to work
But
on my breakfast. That's like the one where I struggle the most, I think,
it
because I don't feel
helps.
hungry or I forget or I'm just not that bothered about it.
Look, you can also make your own drinkable yogurt if you can't find it at the store by doing like yogurt and milk and like mixing it, like shaking it up so it becomes thinner. But yeah, I that's one of the biggest things I think that helped my ADHD was having breakfast. My brain like actually feels like it works way better when I drink those.
Yeah, I need to get back on the breakfast train. I just don't like sweet breakfast. Everything is fucking sweet. Everything. Unless you're gonna sit down and make like eggs and bacon, which
Um,
eggs is not an every
do
morning
you know
Yeah,
thing
what
for
I've
but
been
like
me.
quick
loving?
and easy stuff.
We get the Dave's protein bagels, and then they literally have like between 10 and 15 grams of protein per bagel. And then you don't feel bad about eating a bagel because it's not just carbohydrates and sugar.
Oh, I don't feel bad about eating a bagel. I just like it's just dry,
But the
right? Like
protein, no, these ones are good. The Dave's are so moist. You should try them. They're literally so yummy. They're
protein
really
bagel. I'm gonna look these up. No,
moist,
I appreciate it.
and I just get them at Safeway. But they're protein bagels, yeah. Because I think ADHD and protein, we could have a whole talk about this, is so important. Trying to up your protein count through the day, like I feel like when I get high protein, I operate just like a machine. So I try to think of like if I'm gonna have something, how can I add way more protein to this than normal?
I think
I want to
that's
look.
an
I want to go
important
to a
way to
nutritionist.
accommodate yourself.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, to make sure that my brain is at its optimal, it already sucks. So let's just make
Yeah.
it the best it can possibly be. What
Damn,
would
we really
you
knocked out an hour 10 minutes on this. Let's
I
go.
know. I feel like we could keep talking about this forever too. There's so much we didn't even
Really?
touch
No,
on.
There is
honestly.
so much, like
Yeah.
literally so much that you accommodate yourself with every day.
Yes, it's like my whole life is accommodations,
I
basically.
I know, Braylon, you got something after this, but like we should have more Discord time and just chit chat and
It is
I'd love
interesting
to.
though, like when I first like realized I was in burnout, there's so many like things that I changed or like had to accommodate for, like at work, like putting myself on do not disturb on my lunch break, or like going for a walk like during lunch, or like having hobbies all of a sudden, like drawing and crafting. It's like there's so many things you have to kind of do that you don't realize are actually accommodating yourself, because so many people just do it naturally that they don't realize it's accommodating themselves because they've always done it.
Yeah, you can't just get by doing the bare minimum when you have a neurodivergence of some sort,
Yeah.
because you're not going to feel good. You're not going to, it sucks,
gonna
but
have
you
a
got to
bad
take care of
time.
yourself really good.
A lot of work. It is a lot of work. So
But it's a
baby
lot of work
steps.
sometimes to make it less work for you
Oh,
in a way.
completely. Do it in
Yeah.
any chunk that you can. Because like I'm in that boat. I know there's probably a lot more accommodation that I could do, but I'm still trying to fit myself in this structure that's not. I'm working against my ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it took me over a whole day with another person to go through every single drawer and every like area of my whole room. But now I have a place for everything.
That's so
And it's so
nice.
much easier. So took a lot of work then, but now it's like, no, I don't think about it much at all. I'm like, that stuff goes there, that stuff goes there. When
Hard
I
now,
tidied it yesterday,
easy
so much
later.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that mantra.
So much
Hard now,
easier.
easy later. It goes for so many things.
Yeah.
What would you say your biggest takeaways are from the episode?
We don't talk enough.
The three of us, just like the podcast team.
In general, like there's so much we didn't get to cover on this, and there's so much that I want to continue to talk about with you guys, because that is like how I learn. I don't think about accommodations for myself. I see like Braylon do something and she's like, this made my life a lot easier, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's do it, let's try it out. Maybe like I saw on TikTok, neurodivergence, putting your condiments in the bottom drawer and your fruits and veggies on top. Is it really hard to maintain? Yeah, but it's an accommodation that helps. You got to try shit. You got to talk to
Yeah.
people to try the shit. So it's not just like throwing darts.
I literally saw Braylon's TikTok today, like having the face steamer and like how much, like all these points about it, and I literally wrote down on my pad of paper, face steamer.
I feel like I have a humidifier that'll get that same job done.
Maybe
I
it's
was
so
like,
nice.
this looks like a great accommodation.
You feel like you're in a spa day, literally. It's pretty fancy. And
I
my
want a
skin
red light
looked and
mask.
felt so good after. Yeah. I think my biggest takeaway from this is that like my whole life is accommodations, like everything. And I don't think that's going to stop. I think in every situation I put myself into, I'm going to find a way to ensure that I'm comfortable and that it's the best way that I need it to be for me, even if that means annoying other people.
I don't think you're annoying anybody. I think you're being thorough.
I mean, when I go on an airplane, I think I'm annoying people slightly because my fan is kind of loud, but maybe not louder than the jet. I'm sure there's instances where I've
that would
annoyed
be
people,
some
but
powerful fan.
it is
If
really
you and that's
powerful
the
and
thing,
really
I
Really
loud,
remind
louder
but
than the
myself, if
jet.
you saw someone else on the plane with the fan, would you be like, "Oh, fuck that." You'd be like, "That is a good fucking idea. Why didn't I
no,
think of
yeah,
that?"
I think that yeah,
Mm.
it's I'm mostly fine.
I think people are like way less annoyed by our neurodivergence than we think they are.
True.
Definitely, yeah,
I think
us.
so. Yeah, I'd agree.
I think for me, my takeaway was probably like there's so many more accommodations that I have probably left to do now. Like Brayden the other day on her TikTok, she put like about the fact that like smiling when people walk through the door and like stuff is like a form of masking and stuff, and it's like that's a good point. Like I should unmask more, I should accommodate myself in different ways. Like having the personal fan sounds like a really nice idea, especially when it's like hot like this and it's just
It's
like,
life changing.
yeah,
Ask for that
why
accommodation.
not? What else am I gonna do with my money? Pay bills? Like I could spend a little bit of that on myself, you know.
I love it.
I feel that.
So yeah, it was good.
I think we're all still learning, right? We're all
Yeah.
just figuring it out no matter what stage you're at, whether you're recently diagnosed or been diagnosed for almost your whole life.
Feel
Or
empowered.
on that
Just ask for
journey
the
to be
accommodation. The
Mhm.
worst
diagnosed.
they could say is no, and you find a different accommodation because fuck them. How on earth are they going to tell you no?
Yeah. I think you have to take up space too. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be loud. You deserve to have all of your needs met.
Especially as a whammons. Stop making yourself smaller. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop
It's
raising
so
your eyebrows all the time.
I don't know how. I think the only way is Botox, dude.
Stop smiling at everybody because you think you have to. It's okay to
Yeah.
take up space and it's okay to just be like
So much societal
yourself.
trauma we need to just. This is why I don't leave my house, man. Like, this is why. I just.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. We hope you found some value. Join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Follow us on social media and tune into our next episode, which is Hibernation Nation Self Care During Winter.
Bye.
It's winter.
Bye.
Bye.